Hello everyone, this is Gage from Gondorian Smith, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys another 3rd Age Reforged online multiplayer battle replay. This one is a 2 versus 3 Siege of the Thranduil's Halls, and it was sent to me by Thorn, so big thank you to him. And without any further ado, we can go ahead and get straight into the army compositions themselves. So Thorn is obviously going to be playing as Gondor. He's got 2 units of Gondor archers with 1 armor upgrade. I believe he has 1 unit of the fully upgraded Gondor spears. No, actually 2 units of fully upgraded Gondor spears, as well as 2 or 3 units of the fully upgraded Gondor infantry, so some standard sword and board. He's also got, I believe, 1 unit of Citadel Guard, who are of course AP elite spears. He's got 1 unit of the Guards of his Gilead pikemen, and he's also got 2 units, of course, of the Fountain Guard, extremely useful AP halberds, and are pretty much necessary in every single Gondor army. Up here he also has 1 unit of civilians, just kind of to act as a fodder type role. He's got 1 unit of the AP Pelargir Marine Javelins. And he also is bringing actually both of the body-piercing rangers that Gondor can bring, that being the Wardens of Minas Ithil, who cost 1200 florins, but also have a couple hit points and better stats. And he also has 1 unit of the Ithilian Rangers down there. He's also got 1 unit of the Nimlothian Honor Guard for his General's Bodyguard, very good AP spear unit with multiple HP, and they can also inspire their friendlies around them. And back here he's also got a couple units of the Caer Andros Swordmasters, very skillful shock infantry with some decent armor. However, they are not AP and they do not have shields, so they can get shot down pretty quickly. He also has 2 units of, no, just 1 unit actually rather, of the fully upgraded Axemen of Lossarnach, who have decent enough armor and are AP. However, they are not super great overall. But we can now go over here to the first of his allies, who's way over here, going to be with the Witch Realm of Angmar, commanded by the Steward of Dale. He's got 2 units of the Gundabad Guard, 3 units of fully upgraded Guardians of Carndum, and I actually kind of like this army because while it is very small, I really like how he brought all of the armor upgrades, which makes the Gundabad armor jet black, and it looks very nice. But anyways, got 3 units of Guardians of Carndum, 2 units of the Witch Realm Pikemen, also with their armor upgrades, 2 units of the, maybe just 1 actually, that looks like it's 2 units of the Blackwatch Legion with armor upgrades. He's got 1 unit of the Witch Realm Hammer Guard with armor upgrades. He's got 1 unit of the Witchers. These guys I've actually seen kind of recently, or quite a lot recently, and as long as he actually is able to use them effectively, they're going to be super useful. However, they are very weak to missile fire, and on a map like Thranduil's Halls, where you can get shot from every angle when you're advancing, it's probably going to be difficult to get his money's worth with these Witchers. However, he also has 1 unit of the Witch Realm Inquisitors, who are Knights, and I believe that is his General's Bodyguard unit. He's also got 1 unit of the Trolls of Gundabad. Over here we've got the final army, which is going to be Arthedain, commanded by Donovan. He's got 2 units of the Dismounted Knights of Numinos, 2 HP sword and shield units. He's also got, I believe, 4 units of the fully upgraded Arthedain men-at-arms, so a lot of armor upgrades today, which I think is nice. He's also got a Trebuchet. For attackers, artillery tends to be very effective, particularly ballistas, because they're very accurate, and you're gonna basically force the defenders to put up spears here. So if you have a ballista on the other side, you can just laser pretty much an entire row each time you fire a single bolt with your ballista. However, he's bringing a Trebuchet today, so some very good range as well as damage. However, it is very inaccurate. He also got 2 units of the Dismounted Fornost Irain Knights, decent enough shock infantry, but they are not AP. 2 units of the Arthedain Pikemen, who do have armor upgrades. 3 units of the Arthedain Marksmen, who also have upgrades. These guys do actually cap out at 2, but it looks like he decided to bring a 3rd one regardless of the price increase. He also has 1 unit of the Dunedain Mounted Company Lancers, who probably aren't going to be very useful in this battle, but still they might be able to do something if the defenders decide to sally out. And speaking of the defenders, we can go over here now to them. The first of which is going to be Master Blaster, commanding Dol Amroth. He's got a couple units of the Talon Knights. I believe he's got maybe 2 units of the Belfast Marines, who are of course javelins. He's got a unit of Black Swan Vanguard here. AP Macemen should do well against pretty much all 3 of the attacking armies. And of course he's going to be bringing a lot of the Edhelland Halberdiers. AP Halberds are going to be very effective in a siege defense like this. He's also got some Tirith Air Warden Spearmen to back them up with some shield support. See a huge line of spears and halberds here. He's also got some Tirith Air Marksmen, some decent enough archers. He's got another unit of the Black Swan Vanguard there, some more Tirith Air Marksmen, and yes, a 2nd unit of the Belfast Marines. Also down here he's got, looks like 2 units of the upgraded Dor and Ernell Pikemen, as well as a unit of the Haven Guard. And it looks like that might just about do it for his army, although he could have some stuff back here, and actually does not look like he does. So we'll go back to the 2nd defending army, which is going to be Eclipse 2500, playing as the Realm of Imladris. So he has got If we can look over here, actually. I believe he's got 2 units of the Eldar Quinga, and I think actually all 3 units of the Imladris Guardians, although I think maybe only a few have the armor upgrades. No, looks like actually none of them have the armor upgrades. He's also got 2 units of the Eldar Heru Hatal. These guys are 1,000 foreign spearmen, but they are very, very good. They're quite skillful, and they do have that -4 malice against other infantry, but they are actually not super bad against other infantry, mainly because of how good their stats are and stuff. However, unlike other elite spears, these guys actually do not have locked morale, and they are not like the Citadel Guard in that they are AP. So these guys are not AP, so they have to be you have to be careful where you use them, kind of. But they should hold the line for a very long time. He's also got a unit of the Gwaith Roktor, who are, of course, AP Lancers, who are also Knights. Going to be actually very effective as long as he keeps them back here, they should be very effective and very useful when trying to protect his retreating forces once they go back into the actual cave. He's also got a unit of the Eldar Heru Mysil. These guys are, of course, the shock infantry that actually instill fear into their enemies. Over here, he's got a couple units of the Eldar Hatar Cheap Pikemen, as well as some Imladris Sentries, who are the expensive pikes. He's got a unit of the Eldar Heru Quinga, the very elite archer unit that Imladris can bring to the field. And he's also got a couple of Noratino warriors, so of course a lot of archers from Imladris. Here's his second unit of Eldar Quinga. And he might have a hidden unit around here somewhere. He's actually got another unit of cavalry, surprisingly enough, so there might be a small sally. Also back in the cave, you probably saw already, he's got a unit of the, he's got 1 catapult as well as 1 unit of the Gwathi Arthedain for his general's bodyguard. But that will pretty much do it for the army comps, so we can go ahead and get into the replay itself. Now I actually have not opened this replay up at all before, so I don't know how quickly things will start off. We'll just have to see how it goes. It'll probably, of course, start with an artillery bombardment from this trebuchet. Yes, in fact, it is already firing. Ooh. Not getting... doesn't look like it killed anyone. You can see that Master Blaster is going to be marching away with his troops, not wanting to take any horrendous losses from that trebuchet so early on. Meanwhile, here comes some Snaga Stalkers from Dale as well, some Hobbitry and Arms from Arthedain, so some hidden units coming out now. Meanwhile, Gondor is marching his way over here quite slowly, but he will get here eventually. And yes, you can see Master Blaster just going to put his troops in loose formation maybe, or at least spread them out a little bit, not wanting to take losses to that artillery. He's also moving back with his Tier Thayer Marksman. Also, something to note is that I heard something. Ooh! Actually taking out a few of those Talon Knights there. Not a horrible hit, but not a super great one either. Very good, because these guys are actually very similar in a lot of ways to the dismounted, are they called Arthedain Knights? Dismounted Knights of Inumenos, rather, sorry. They're very similar to the Talon Knights in that there are 2 HP sword and shield units that you can actually bring 2 of before the price increase. Yeah, you can see Arthedain marching forward with all of his forces. Gonna have to be careful with all the pikes that they have, though, and make sure that they bring those in last so they don't get shot to pieces immediately, but that will make it more difficult to deal with things like the halberds and such if you do not bring forward your pikes right away. But again, you have to be very careful of all these archers, especially because you can bet that Master Blaster probably has at least 1 ranger around here, because Dol Amroth can actually bring 2. So he probably has at least 1, especially because sieges, body-piercing rangers tend to do very, very well. But you can actually see maybe a sally here. Gwathi Roktor of Eclipse 2500, yes, are in fact going to push out now. Maybe going to try to get a piece of something. Probably going to try to charge into these Snaga archers here. Just try to get some kills and stop these archers from firing for the time being. And yes, here come the Gwathi Roktor and these poor Snaga archers. Oh, looks like they actually weren't charging into the Snaga archers because I didn't even hear the horn. That was not a super great charge. Oh, but here come the Imladris Sentinels and a lot of fire arrows. Ooh. Oh, and there go these Snaga archers actually routing. Oh, that is not good. Yeah, it looks like Eclipse is using some fire arrows. And I hope he's not using them. I hope he's not using the fires with the Eldar Quinga, because I believe that is how they turn into body-piercing rangers, at least the Eldar Quinga. I know the Noratino warriors are not like that, but I'm pretty positive the Eldar Quinga actually have that same glitch, so hopefully he does not do that. But anyway, yeah, the Imladris Sentinels and the Gwathi Roktor are out here. You can see the Witch Realm Inquisitor is going to come out here and try to protect their Snaga archers and their Snaga Stalkers. Yeah, I really do hope that they don't use that, or I really hope that Eclipse doesn't use that exploit, because that would be kind of sad. However, Gwaithirok are going to pull back now, not wanting to take unnecessary losses. Same goes for the Imladris Sentinels. Oh, they might have taken a volley from the archers as they retreated. Yeah, now the Imladris, or no, the Witch Realm Inquisitors rather, sorry, going to sit here and try to protect their forces, not wanting to take any more losses to the sallies of that cavalry. Arthedain marksmen are also up here on the hill. There's some trolls of Gundabad. And it looks like there might be a bit of a push here from Angmar. As you can see him moving forward, although he probably is just reforming his lines, honestly. And because there's no artillery actually out here front on the side of the defenders, the attackers can actually get their forces close pretty easily without much fear at all, because they're not going to have to worry about any artillery pretty much at all. At least until late game, that is. Ooh, and we got some Tirith Air marksmen actually coming down on the hill, trying to take some shots. Looks like maybe at the Arthedain marksmen, it looks like, who are also going to be returning fire along with maybe the Snaga archers? Yes, the Snaga archers down there are also firing. And while the Tirith Air marksmen are not in loose formation, they do have pretty good armor, and they of course have the very good advantage that is the terrain. They're on a very nice hill, so it's going to be difficult for the attackers to actually inflict a lot of casualties on these Tirith Air marksmen. Although over time, of course, the sheer volume of fire will do its job. Meanwhile, here come the Gwaithirok once again, got to charge into some Snaga stalkers. But again, kind of a weak charge. I'm not really sure if he's actually... I think he keeps targeting the Snaga archers instead of the Snaga stalkers, which is leading to some not great charges. You can see only, what, one Snaga stalker died, and even a Gwaithirok died, actually. Yeah, again, not the best charge in the world. Oh, and it does look like Eclipse is using that exploit with his Elder Quinga. Although, to be fair, I should mention that this replay is actually quite old, like over a month or something. So I should, of course, mention that. So this might have been before players actually had realized that was a thing. But yeah, Snaga Stalker's taking a lot of losses to those arrows, as well as from the Gwaithirok. But the Gwaithirok are taking a lot of arrows in return. Maybe going to lose another guy? Nope, looks like they will be able to escape for the time being. Although here come these Snaga Stalkers in pursuit. Meanwhile, Gondor is also marching down with some spears and some archers. Gwaithirok are going to turn about and once more charge into these Snaga Stalkers, but are actually going to pull out at the last second, while the Snaga Stalkers are going to continue to give chase here. Ooh. Yeah, so it looks like the Gwaithirok are still at 31, so they've only lost one man. You can see him lying dead right there, unfortunately for him. Yes, and here comes some Hobbitry arms as well as some Snaga archers. Probably going to go up here this way because it's a little bit more open. You can actually see the Tirith Air marksmen are starting to take more losses. They're down to about 90 men now. But they're definitely using up a lot of the ammo of the attackers pretty early with just that one unit of archers. Ooh, there's that Trebuchet. Maybe trying to go after the Haven Guard as well as maybe the Elder Meherhutal. And it actually looks like they did get a minor hit here. I don't know on what. Looks like pikemen, actually. Yeah, it looks like that was on some pikemen. Haven Guard, it looks like actually that is the General for Dol Amroth. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yes, it is. So those guys are going to be very, very good in this fight, of course. Don't really need much of an introduction. Oh, and actually some Knights of the Silver Swan, some Lanterns hidden in the forest from Dol Amroth coming into view now. Maybe going to push down this hill and charge into the Snaga Stalkers. Actually, I don't think they're going to, because here's some Trolls as well as some Witch Realm Inquisitors. Although, to be fair, these Witch Realm Inquisitors have taken quite the beating from arrows, down to only 26 men now. The Elder Quinga once again firing, but it looks like he actually is using fire or normal arrows now, which I am happy about. I think it would be kind of cheap to use that exploit, but so I am glad that he is not going to be doing that any longer. So yeah, he's just using normal arrows now. Very good thing. However, here comes a very big push from the Steward of Dale, as well as some units from Gondor. A lot of Guardians, a lot of Gundabad Guard. He's pushing pretty much everything. Yeah, he's pushing forward with literally everything except for his Witch Realm Hammer Guard. And he's really not being given a ton of support from his allies, which is really not good. And here comes another charge from the Gwaithirok right to those Snaga archers. But here come the 23 Witch Realm Inquisitors to fight them. And honestly, the Witch Realm Inquisitors might even be able to win this fight pretty easily, just because they've got a plus 10 bonus against other cav. You can see a lot of those Gwaithirok are going down. Down to only what? Ooh, actually the Sentinels are down to 33. Yeah, the Gwaithirok are already down to 29. Witch Realm Inquisitors at 22. There's also the Trolls over here to help out against the Cavalry, and you can see they're actually doing a good job of butchering those Sentinels, actually being enough to rout them. Although the Trolls are taking some Javelin volleys now from the Belfast Marines. Knights of the Silver Swan. Ooh, that was actually a very good hit from that trebuchet. Or not super great, but still pretty good. Knights of the Silver Swan down to 4-2. And this is actually a very interesting take on the defense on the part of Master Blaster. I have not actually seen this before, but it seems like it'll actually work pretty well. Normally, the defenders will just put like 1 or 2 units right here where it's the thinnest. But if he allows them to come up the hill like this, it will allow more room for the archers on the hill to fire directly into their flanks. So it's actually probably going to work out pretty well. However, you can see he is still very much the target over here from that artillery, so that's really not great for his forces over here. Although the Guardians of Carndom are going to really struggle against those AP and Helm Halberdiers. Meanwhile, looks like they're not attacking the center, of course, and over here we've got Gondor trying to fight against the Imladris Guardians. The Gondor infantry, fully upgraded with the support of the civilians, might do relatively well against the Imladris Guardians, but overall I think the Imladris Guardians will still be able to butcher their way through the Gondor infantry over time. You know, a ton of archers over here on this hill, not quite sure what they're firing at. It looks like maybe at the pikemen. Maybe not actually. Gondor archers are also up here. Here comes some Arthedain men-at-arms. Trolls are also coming back into the fight. Ooh, a lot of Gundabad Guard look like went down there. And yeah, Gundabad making a very heavy rush here. And that catapult, or that trebuchet, taking out a bunch of those tier 3 wardens. Actually a very good pick, it looks like. He's trying to rush through in shield wall with his Gundabad Guard here, just going to try to break through, forcing Master Blaster to commit more units to the infantry fight. You can see he's actually starting to break through a little bit in the center there. Those pikemen are thinking about routing and do not have a ton of men left. Meanwhile, at the Silver Swan, here comes some Belfast Marines, and now he's just pushing his way through. And oh, that was such a good hit right into the Halberds and Wardens without pretty much any friendly fire whatsoever. So far that trebuchet really paying off. Here comes some trolls into the left flank where the Gundabad forces are starting to falter. See the Witch Realm pikes actually routing. Blackwatch Legion are in here as well. Guardians of Carndom thinking about routing, but again, they're making some headway here, Gundabad, but they need the support of their allies to really break through here. And unfortunately, it's going to get a little bit laggy, but don't worry, it should settle down a little bit once more troops die. And there go some Talonites into the fray, as well as a couple units of the Elder Enway Heru Hatal, I think? Yeah, Heru Hatal Spearmen into the fight. In the center, here comes Gondor and Arthedain right into the center here. Looks like some pikemen actually already went and routed instantly. Ugh, sending some Hobbitry and arms. I don't know why they routed. Oh, it looks like fire arrows. Yeah, that's why. But thankfully, because these are the Nortina warriors, the fire arrows don't turn into body-piercing rangers, so that's perfectly okay. Yeah, Gondor infantry here in the center, so far it's been a really grindy fight. You can see, thankfully it's not a super long one. So that should be pretty nice. Meanwhile, over here, yeah, Gondor really struggling here. You can see his Gondor infantry. He's putting forward some Found Guard now to try to deal with these Sentinels and the last of these Guardians, and that's good, because it looks like they were actually able to get here without any skirmish fire subjected to them whatsoever. And these guys should actually do a lot better against the Elves overall. However, they are going to need some more support. You can see the Nortina warriors out of ammo. The Elder Enway Haraklinga probably don't have a ton left. In the center, they're still rushing forward some Arthedain men-at-arms, some Axemen of Lossarnoch. Spears are kind of just sitting there. Here comes some more forces from Arthedain. Meanwhile, though, yeah, you can see... Ooh, and some more good hits. Unfortunately, that one was a lot of friendly fire, but that first one was really nice from the trebuchet there. But Blackwatch Legion pushing a little too far forward, going to get surrounded by some Knights of the Silver Swan, as well as some tier there marksmen. But yeah, for the most part, it looks like this is going to be it from Gundabad. He pushed forward a little too quickly without much support from his allies. And while he was able to cause a lot of damage, he wasn't able to cause enough, and he wasn't really able to break through. You can see those... Oh yeah, there's the Nimberdal Rangers. So there's some BP in here. Unfortunately, some more friendly fire there. He's going to continuously push forward. But yeah, he was able to do good, but just not good enough, unfortunately. Hopefully that catapult will, trebuchet will still be able to target these very big blobs of important units and just try to take out even more troops. Hopefully that will be the case. That is. We'll sit here and see if there's one more volley coming in. You can see Arthedain and Gondor still pushing forward. Ooh, yes, a very nice hit there. The other two, unfortunately, missing, though narrowly. Elder Queen going around the flank here to try to fire some more. And it's just been a really chaotic battle so far. In the center, things are actually looking relatively even. You can see a lot of the Arthedain men-at-arms just being able to overpower the Guardians a little bit, just through pure number. There's a lot of pikemen in here, Gondor infantry, but unfortunately, because of all the fire arrows, a lot of these units are thinking about routing, and that is really not good. You can see the Eldar Hatar, not super great pikes, so they will start to break down relatively quickly, but there are some Imladris sentries as well as these units of Eldar and Heru Hatal here. Meanwhile, on the other flank, you can see the Fountain Guard down to 98, but they have been able to cut down particularly the Imladris Guardians, who are now down to 42, and the sentries are also going to follow suit. So over here, it's looking decently in favor of the attackers, but everywhere else, not looking super great for the attackers, to be honest with you. Arthedain really blobbing up here. He has to be careful of Rangers, because you can see the Nimrodel Rangers up there on the hill from Master Blaster. And yes, here's some Axemen of Losternock from Thorn, and some civilians attacking something. Not quite sure what they're going after. And the Trebuchet still firing. Looks like they're trying to take out the Knights of the Silver Swan, interestingly enough. And yeah, you can see, while Gundabad lost pretty much all of his forces, Dol Amroth is really not looking super fine. They've got a number of elites left, but they really don't have that much in terms of actual numbers. You can see he's actually going to be setting more of his units back here, trying to set up a defense a little bit further back. He's still got those two very healthy units of pikes, though, so it's going to be close, I think. Here comes the dismounted Fornostiurine Knights. Or dismounted Fornostiurine Knights. Here comes some more Gondor forces, some spearmen as well, some guards of his Gileath to the center. Fountain Guard are also actually here in the center, and they should provide some good support. They're going to be able to do very well against the Elden Ray Heru Hatal, as well as the Imladris Guardians. Looks like the sentries are also in there, but yeah, really deadly fight. But currently, yeah, those Fountain Guard are going to take a lot of losses to arrows from the rear here by these Noratino warriors who are using actually fire ammo. So this may result in the loss of the Fountain Guard here, but as long as they're able to cause enough damage quickly enough, it may end up being worth it. You can see the dismounted the dismounted Knights of Anumnos rather are in there as well. Yeah, those Fountain Guard really being subjected to a lot of arrow fire. Here comes some Pelargir Marines. The Rangers of Gondor are also over here, both the Wardens and the Athelian Rangers. Meanwhile, on this hill, yeah, you can see the Imladris Sentries and the Guardians actually pulling back, not liking all that skirmish fire that's being brought upon them. Fountain Guard actually down to 79, not doing quite as well as I would have thought on this choke point here. Back here, Elden Reheru Masil, Elder Quinga. The defenders are running out of ammo though very quickly. Although it's 44 to 38%, so it's definitely in favor of the defenders, but not by much. It is not by much, only by 5%. And ooh, actually here in the center, you can see, while there are actually quite a lot of defenders, the overall mass, it looks like, of the attackers is starting to actually gradually make their way through here. You can see there's dismounted Fornostiurine Knights. The Elden Reheru Quinga out of ammo being committed into the fight. And yes, as more and more Elven Archers run out of ammo, it's going to be easier and easier for the attackers to push through. See, the Fountain Guard are still at 80, so they actually didn't take very many losses to the Archers that were up on the hill. Looks like these guys might be out of ammo. Nope, they still have some ammo left. But if the Rangers, honestly, if the Rangers went over here on this hill, they'd be able to just shred through all of these attackers here. But I don't know if that'll actually end up happening, because the Rangers may actually be more needed on this side. I don't know about that, actually. You can see Arthedain, they pushed up here, but once again, they really didn't have the numbers. They didn't really fully commit over here, so they're not going to be able to break through. The German Inquisitors, there's only 11 left. They're going to get surrounded here by the... Oh, wow, that's a lot of... He brought much more cavalry than I would have thought for a defense like this. He brought the Knights of the Silver Swan, who are at 28, as well as the melee cavalry that is the Swan Knights. Witch Realm Inquisitors, though, still doing a pretty good job against these Swan Knights, taking out a lot of them. They are actually shaken down, taking some skirmish fire from Blackroot Vale Archers, so he actually brought both units of Rangers. Master Blaster did anyway. But yeah, once again, Dol Amroth able to repel that attack on that flank there. However, here's some Witch Realm Hammer Guard, some Arthedain Marksmen, Wardens of Minas Ithil are also up here. And that Trebuchet is still constantly firing, trying to take out some of those Rangers there, it looks like. Honestly, I'd maybe want to target the Talon Knights and the Haven Guard and such units that are around here. Still, we'll look back in the center. Gondor Archers actually trying to fire at something. Looks like they're trying to target these pikemen over here. And because the pikes don't have shields, they will take some losses, but Gondor Archers aren't particularly damaging. Also, these guys do have the armor upgrades, so they won't take horrendous losses. Meanwhile, it looks like the attack is kind of starting to peter out a little bit. I mean, in the center they're still doing good. On this flank they're doing alright, especially with the guards who go through some Citadel Guard. There goes Angmar's general, but he doesn't really have much left anyway. Yeah, these Elder and Herutal still doing a really good job of holding, but with some AP in here, they may start to struggle pretty quickly. Meanwhile, the Fountain Guard are starting to get a little bit overwhelmed, so Thorn's going to go ahead and commit his archers into the melee fight. There's a lot of pretty good Elven units in here. Imladris Guardians, Elder and Heraclinga, Elder and Herutal. There's that Trebuchet still firing. Not sure if firing at the range is probably the best thing, because it's trebuchets aren't very accurate, so you mainly want to fire at blobs. However, Arthedain marksmen just kind of were thrown in here with some Arthedain men-at-arms. They will lose very quickly, mainly because of the cavalry that's just going to be able to cycle charge them to death. So this was kind of maybe a little bit of a waste here, just to kind of throw these units into the fight like this, where they could have probably been better used elsewhere. Looks like the Hammer Guard actually went into the center for a little bit, are now coming out to go elsewhere. There go the dismounted Knights of Anumnos into that fight as well. Meanwhile, over here, you can see the attackers are very much pushing out here. Actually, the General's Bodyguard unit of Eclipse 2500 coming out as well from the cave. The Elden Heru Mysil, there's the Gwathi Arthedain, but besides that, there really isn't much over here. So the attackers will be able to break through here, I'm thinking, pretty shortly. They've got spears, pikes, there's the Fountain Guard still in here. Here comes Arthedain Marksman. And I think the Gondor still has the 2 units of Canada Swordmasters, right? I would think so. I don't know where they are. And here, actually, is the cavalry of Donovan. Oh, and the Witchers. The Witchers might be able to turn this back in favor of the attackers, but I'm not quite sure. And ooh, the Wardens of Minas Ithil have taken a lot of losses, probably to arrow fire. And yeah, hopefully the Witchers can get up here and just hammer into all these elite units right there. That'd be very, very good. We're going to definitely have to keep an eye on them. However, it looks like they're just kind of sitting there for now. But meanwhile, since the Gwathi Arthedain have actually pulled out, I wonder if the catapult has. Yes, indeed it has. There's the High Elven catapult right there. Blacksmith Vanguard, and they're actually... Ooh, yes. Master Blaster had to commit 1 unit of pikes to the center, and his other unit of pikes is having to commit well over here, where the attackers are starting to break through. Elder Klinga also coming up, but yeah, this is actually a very, very good position for the attackers, because of the fact that they're on this kind of hill here, the artillery and the archers of the defenders can't really touch them that much, especially because the archers, for the most part of all the defenders, are out of ammo. Ooh, and some nice cycle charges from the Dunedain Mounted Company. They've taken about half losses, but they have been able to get some nice damage. And oh, you brought 3 units of cavalry. Here's some Haven Knights as well. Plus 10 attack against cavalry. Very good melee cav. So these guys are going to be difficult to deal with, honestly. But oh, the cycle charges. Some nice cheeky cycle charges right into the rear of these defending forces. Right into those Elder Enway Hero Klinga. However, it looks like that it may be the end of the Dunedain Mounted Company as they get caught now by the Haven Knights and by some pikemen that are marching over here. Still though, in the center, the attackers definitely starting to break their way through. Although here comes some AP Blacksmith Vanguard. Pikemen are starting to get broken through, and yeah. Ooh, oh no, there goes Arthedain's general. Not super. Oh, and there's the Witchers, yes! The Witchers hammering into the defenders as well as into those Haven Knights. Oh yeah, look at that. They took out so many of these defending footmen, as well as a number of those Haven Knights. Very, very good play by those Witchers. Hopefully they will be able to continue to be very damaging. And because the attackers didn't actually realize that the Witchers were there, they really don't have much of an answer for them anymore, because they're all out of ammo. Meanwhile, the catapult is beginning to fire. We'll see if it actually is able to get a hit. Here come the Gwathi Arthedain, taking a lot of losses, going to have to retreat. And oh, yes, that actually was a very, very good hit there into these attacking forces. These guys need to just break through as quickly as possible, and so they're no longer being subjected to that horrendous catapult fire. Here comes the bodyguard unit of Thorn. The Rangers are still there. And I want to know what happened to the Swordmasters. Did they die already? Interesting. But yeah, starting to break through still. There's the Arthedain marksmen still with ammo, trying to, I believe, target the catapult crew of the elves. Taking out a few of them, but it's not going to be enough. Generally, only elves are able to take out catapult crews with archers effectively. Nice hit there from the catapult. Actually gonna... Yes, it's gonna rout those guards of Osgiliath. Oh no! There were like 112 of them left, and they actually routed. That is not good at all. Citadel Guard, though, still gonna hold strong for the time being. They need to get those Witchers and Pelargir Marines in here right now. Meanwhile, though, they're actually, yes, they are in fact breaking through a little bit. Pelican Marines standing here, hopefully they'll be able to target the door and no pikes, but things are getting very, very close. Here come the Haven Knights. There's 25 of them left. There's some cavalry running around there. It looks like the Trebuchet is out of ammo. Ooh, but meanwhile, Dol Amroth actually pushing down here now. He's got his archers, he's got his rangers. Yes, he is in fact going to be pushing down. Maybe going to try to surround the attackers here. There goes the High Elven General. But yeah, you can see they're going to try to push down here. Master Blaster are going to try to push down and surround the remaining attackers, and that's going to be very, very effective if he's able to pull it off correctly. There go the Wardens of Minas Ithil. However, he may just find himself running straight into the jaws of the Witchers, and if he does, it's going to be very, very bad, because the Witchers can just flatten the Talon Knights and the Haven Guard without even blinking. Arthedain Marksmen and Guards of Osgiliath coming back from rounding over. They're taking a lot of arrows. Now here's the Witchers. There's the Hammer Guard still very healthy as well. And yes, it looks like they have managed to break through. With the loss of the Eldenway General, or the Imladris General rather, you may actually see these Eldenway Heritol rout. The Witchers still constantly firing. Pelican Marines running around. Citadel Guard running around. Catapult trying to do its best, but it's actually getting attacked now by some dismounted Knights of Numinos. Eldenway Heraclinger trying to help out. Yeah, here's the Haven Guard as well, just kind of sitting here. So things are looking really close. This has really been a back and forth battle. And now, if the catapult is no longer firing here, the attackers will manage to break through here pretty shortly, I would think. Only 87 pikes left. There's still 53 of those Harrow-Mysil Rangers there. But again, they have to be very careful here, because they're going to get surrounded pretty shortly. So they need the Witchers over here. There's some Arthedain Men-at-Arms trying to hold back the tide of Dol Amroth. Yeah, oh my gosh, if they can get the Witchers over here and just fire right in this blob right here, it's going to take out so many important units like the Haven Guard and Talon Knights. Ooh. Unfortunately, a lot of friendly fire there by the Witchers, killing a bunch of those Guards of Osgiliath. Actually routing them as well. Still, if these Arthedain Marksmen are able to hold for a long enough period of time to allow the Witches of Angmar to fire into the Dol Amroth blobs, it's, in particular this blob, it's going to be, I would maybe even think, game over for the defenders. Gondor Spears thinking about routing, and again, Gwaith the Arthand are still here, Pike's still here, there's still 45 of those Harrow-Mysil, but here comes some Gondor Archers to flank around, and the Archers may be enough to rout those Pikes, I don't know though. Moth and Arger down to 81. It's looking really close over here on that flank, especially with the cavalry running around. Where are the Witchers? I don't actually see them, so they may have pushed into the city center, or more into the actual settlement here. The Pelican Marines up here trying to silence the archers. Witch Realm Hammer Guard's still running around. Ooh, and yes, there's the Haven Knights getting chased around by some AP Citadel Guard, who will be relatively good at taking out the cavalry, but they're not pikes, so it's not going to be perfect. And oh, there's the Witchers. The Witcher's going to take a bad charge. Oh no! Oh, that actually crashed the game. Okay, guys, okay, well, yeah, that actually crashed, so I will be right back as we see the Witchers. They were just getting charged by the Haven Knights, but they were able to get a volley off, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. Alright, so we are just about where we want it to be. You can see the Witchers are over here. The Haven Knights have actually not charged them quite yet, but that is because I wanted to take a quick survey of the field just to go ahead and look at everything. So you can currently see that the catapult, Haven Catapult is actually routing, so that's going to be off the field. There are still some dismounted Knights over here, along with some dismounted Fornost Terrain Knights and some Citadel Guard, all trying to deal with the Haven Knights. The Witchers are making their way in here, along with the Witch Realm Hammer Guard. But of course, back here, we still only have some Arthedain and Marksmen who are thinking about routing, fighting against some Black Veil Archers, and then a ton of Dol Amroth elites. The 64 Haven Guard, as well as a number of Talon Knights. Some Spears are in here, I think, as well as some other things, even some Halberds. But also, out here, on the other flank, we have got some cavalry going in to rear charge all of these pikes and spears. It's probably not going to end super well for the cavalry. But also, we've got the Gwaith the Arthand being completely surrounded on one side by pikes and Fountain Guard, and on the other side, we've got some Dol Amroth pikes trying to deal with Gondor archers, as well as some more Fountain Guard. So far, things are becoming really, really chaotic. Also, we've actually got some Gondor spears, some Ithilien rangers trying to deal with the last of these Swan Knights here. So we will go ahead and start it off again. Actually, you can also see there's 58 of the Witch Realm Hammer Guard still remaining. So we'll go ahead and start this up again and see this charge. Hopefully, it will not crash, because I did see the Haven Guard definitely charged directly into the Witchers. But I don't, and the Witchers definitely got a volley off, but I don't know how many Witchers died. And they've been firing a lot, the Witchers. They've been causing a lot of damage, a lot of routing. But I don't know if they have very much ammo left. Oh, yeah, that was a good volley. Oh, boy. There's only 9 of them left, but they killed. Oh, that was a lot. They're actually wavering. Oh, and here comes the Witch Realm Hammerguard. The Witch Realm Hammerguard are actually very, very good at dealing with cavalry. There's still 9 Witchers, which is very important because I don't know if the attackers have enough to deal with all of these Dol Amroth elites who are still making their way over here. Looks like they're actually going to try to come over here first. Yes, in fact, they are. Here come the Haven Guard. Ooh, so now the Nimloth and Honor Guard and the Found Guard are completely surrounded as well. Ooh, yeah, they definitely need to get the Witchers up there and doing some stuff quickly. You can see the Citadel Guard is also making its way. There's the Haven Guard. Blackroot Vale Archers are there. Peregrine Marines are over here, since the Arthedain Marksmen. And there's the Witch Realm Hammer Guard. Hopefully, there's the Witchers. It looks like the Witchers and the Witch Realm Hammer Guard are going after the Haven Guard, and that's a good pick. If they can kill the General, they may be able to cause some routing, particularly among the Spears and the Halberds. And that'll be very, very, very important. However, they're going to have to be careful because you can see the Haven Guard are actually trying to run away. There's some meat chunks being fired in by the Trebuchet. Oh, come on. I think they're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive here. They need to try to deal with the last of those Haven Knights and then just get their Witchers over to those Haven Guard and just try to melt them. Although I don't actually see the Witchers, so they may have gotten killed. No, there's still 9. There's still 9. They're getting attacked by the one Knight of the Silver Swan, but they need to get the Witchers over here and just fire directly into those Haven Guard, because over here, these Nimloth and Honor Guard are being surrounded by a lot of good units. They're not going to be able to hold for very much longer. Yeah, they're completely surrounded on all sides. Fountain Guard and Citadel Guard are also over here, so it's going to be a close fight, I think, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to go. Also, we got some Nimrodale Rangers killing the last of these Athelian Rangers who were trying to fire. Honestly, if the Athelian Rangers are able to fire, it could still definitely go back in favor of the attackers, but as it is, they're not actually using their bows. Very, very close in terms of percentage, within 3%. Witch Realm Hammer Guard moving around now. There's the Witchers. They are firing their missiles at the... Oh, they were trying to hit the Haven Guard, but they hit the Halberdiers instead. That's not great. That is not great at all. They need to be careful with that ammo. Make sure they don't run out. Oh, yes, this is going to be the end of that night. Yeah. The Witch Realm Hammer Guard are very, very good at dealing with cavalry because they have a very good bonus against it. Meanwhile, yeah, over here, completely surrounded, the Nimloth and Honor Guard trying to do their best. They are AP, so they're going to be able to do some damage. But here's the Haven Knights charging back. These Gondor Archers may end up routing them. Dornan and Pikemen. Oh no, and there goes the Gondor General. So that will cause a lot of routing among his lower tiers. Yep, there goes the Gondor Archers. Found Guard and Citadel Guard will still probably hold strong. There's not a lot of fear inspiring around here, so they should hold relatively well. That's kind of unfortunate. There's still 51 of those Nimloth and Honor Guard, and the General's dead. Ooh, yeah, there goes the Athelian Rangers. Here's the Nimrodale Rangers now. And it's definitely going to be a close one. There's the Witch Realm Hammer Guard. But where are the Witchers? That is what I need to know. Because they have to use these Witchers to take out the Haven Guard, or else they're going to lose. Trebuchet is all out of ammo. Going to try to get after the Blackroot Vale Archers. And I think this one may end up going to the attackers. Or not the attackers, sorry, the defenders. I'm not positive, but I feel like it'll end up going to the defenders. However, I'm not sure. I am not sure. Especially because as the Witches are coming over here now, they may be able to get a good fire off, a good volley off, rather, into these few remaining Talonites and Helmed Halberdiers who are thinking about routing. Oh, the Witcher is getting assaulted now by some Nimrodale Rangers and a Swan Knight. However, here come the Hammer Guard. Hammer Guard are probably going to be able to protect the Witchers for long enough. However, there's only 7 Witchers, 6 Witchers. Oh no, you need to be careful. No, there's still dismounted Knights of Anuminos. 27, 36, and then there's some 50 Fornasty Rain. 6 Witchers, and maybe that last Swan Knight's going to get killed here? Come on, Stewart of Dale needs to make a decision. He does not need to fire into the one remaining Swan Knight. He needs to fire at something more important. Firing at the Halberdier is not the best call. You need to fire at the Haven Guard. That's the deadliest thing. The Halberdiers aren't going to be that much of an issue. There's still 39 Tier Marksmen. There's 77 Peregrine Marines, but they're thinking about routing. Ooh, those dismounted Forestry Ring Knights completely butchered by the Haven Knights. And those Witchers now taking some skirmish fire. But over here, it looks Well, it looks like the attackers are actually going to pull this one out in a victory. The Citadel Guard, Found Guard, and the Nimlothian Honor Guard are going to be able to maybe win this one. You can see the Nimlothian Honor Guard are definitely struggling, but the Citadel Guard and Found Guard are just about done with their forces. And with some reinforcements coming now, I think this will be the end of these defending forces. However, there are still those Haven Guard, the Haven Knights, and some scattered Tier 3 marksmen. So it's going to be close, but actually I take it back. It's going to be close, I think, but I have a... Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Because there's those Haven Guard. I mean, look at this perfect blob. He needs to be firing his Witchers right now. Please fire your Witchers. Please fire your Witchers. They're right there. There's the Haven Guard. The Witch Realm Hammer Guard have taken a number of losses, so they're not going to be able to win against the Haven Guard. He needs to use his Witchers here. Unfortunately, they're getting attacked by the Nimmerdale Rangers, and here comes a charge. Ooh, that might be the end of the Witchers here. Yes, in fact, that will probably be the end of these Witchers. And that is very unfortunate. You can see there's 3 left, but only one of them actually can use its ammo. And these Haven Knights going to relentlessly charge into them. So that, I think, was just probably a bad mistake there on the part of the Steward of Dale by not actually utilizing his Witchers probably as well as he definitely could have. You can see the Hammer Guard going down in great numbers here. And honestly, I think that'll be it. The Witchers no longer in the fight, and I think that's going to be the end of this one. Because the Citadel Guard are good, but they're not going to be able to deal with the Haven Guard. The Haven Guard are just way too strong. I mean, there are dismounted Knights and Found Guard over here. It's going to be close. It's going to be very close. But I think... Ooh, I don't know. It's going to be really, really close. Yeah, honestly, I think that might have been the dag. That might have been the dagger to the heart when the Witchers were not properly used right at the end there. He used them well pretty much the entire game, except for right at the end. Especially because here comes some more reinforcements from the defenders. And the Peligre Marines are actually routing now. So yeah, I think it's going to be really close. Here comes some Haven Knights. They're going to charge into spears, but the Citadel Guard are actually thinking about routing after the loss of that general. Yeah, that might be the end. You can see the Citadel Guard are wavering. And yes, there they go. I think that'll probably be the end, although I'm not sure. I think that's going to be it. The Haven Guard are too strong, and yeah, that just a little bit of poor play there at the very end on the part of Steward of Dale. But that was just, it was still really fun. It was definitely really fun. And Master Blaster definitely doing a good job at pushing his forces around the back here. Definitely, I think, saved the defending team. Citadel Guard coming back from routing might be able to cut down the last of these Haven Knights. As long as they don't rout, they might be able to cut them down, but it'll be close. But over here, the Blackroot Vale Archers, Haven Guard still at 49, and those Witch Realm Hammer Guard, they would have been able to win that fight if the Witchers had gotten off one, not even a full volley, if it was just maybe just the one dude fired a single fireball into those Haven Guard. I think it could have gone in favor of the Hammer Guard, but unfortunately he was not able to utilize that. And again, he could have also been out of ammo. That could have definitely been a very real thing, so it might not have even mattered anyway. There's still 39 Tier 3 marksmen. Catapult is completely routed off the field, though. It looks like this is going to be the last stand of the attackers. They've got some good units, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to deal with the Haven Guard. I honestly don't. It's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close. They've got Found Guard and Nimlothian Honor Guard, and they've got some dismounted Knights. But I don't know, actually. It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Haven Knights are down to 39 Tier 3 marksmen. And there's still 49 of these 49 of these Haven Guard, as well as some Blackroot Vale Archers. So, yeah, the Citadel Guard routing, unfortunately. It probably would have been better to not try to help out the Witch Realm Hammer Guard. It probably would have been better just to keep the Citadel Guard up here. But we'll have to see. And I really hope Thorn doesn't charge down here. Please go up with your ally, Donovan. Or maybe Donovan's going to come down with him. As long as they stay together, it's fine. I just do not want them to split up, because if they do, then that will definitely be the end of the attackers. No, Donovan. Okay, there you go. Honestly, probably a good idea to just kind of sit up here. I mean, it would... I don't know, actually. It's going to be weird. See, a lot of these troops are very, very tired. Although, maybe not... The Dismounted Knights are not tired. Found Guard are exhausted. Nimlothian Honor Guard are very tired. Meanwhile, it looks like a lot of the Dol Amroth forces are pretty fresh. Especially because the Haven Guard have like really not fought at all, so they're not really very tired. They're winded, and that's about it. But yeah, I don't know. This is going to be really close. 39 Tier Third Marksmen, 49 Haven Guard. There's still the Black Root Veil Archers, and then there's also still the 4 Haven Knights that are probably actually going to be going around this way. Try to get a charge off into the rear of these units here. I don't know. Yeah, they are going around. Oh, never mind. Turning back around. Going to go to attack them from the front instead. Oh no, please don't charge. Please don't charge. Please don't. Unless Thorn is going to charge too, do not charge by yourself. If you charge by yourself, it's game over. Oh. Tier 3 Marksman. And yes, looks like the dismounted Knights of Imladris is going to be a little bit ahead of their allies. You can see Thorn trying to rush forward to help them, but taking a lot of skirmish fire. And those dismounted Knights will not hold up to the Haven Guard for very long. Honestly, Thorn just needs to commit his units against the Haven Guard right now, or else it'll be game over. Especially because the Black Root Veil Archers are out of ammo. He just needs to commit them here against the dismounted Knights, or against the Haven Guard. If he does not commit against the Haven Guard, they will lose. You can see he's committing his Fountain Guard, but his Fountain Guard have been fighting for a long time. They're taking a lot of skirmish fire here. Meanwhile, the Nimlothian Honor Guard doing a good job against the Black Root Veil Archers and trying to deal with the Haven Knights as well. And surprisingly enough, the Haven Guard not doing quite as well against the dismounted Knights as I thought, but here comes some rear charges from the Haven Knights. Ooh, this is not gonna be good, especially because yeah, the dismounted Knights can rout. And see, this is why it probably would have been better for Thorn to commit his Nimlothian Honor Guard over here, because then he would have been able to protect his dismounted Knights of Imladris. And I think oh yeah, that'll probably be it, because you can see these dismounted Knights just taking so many losses to those rear charges. So it's going to be really difficult, I think. Yeah, honestly, Nimlothian Honor Guard should have been over here. They should not have split up. If you split up like that, you're going to take a lot of unnecessary losses, especially this late in the game. You can see the Haven Guard actually running away. Going to be attacked now by the Nimlothian Honor Guard. Fountain Guard trying to catch the Haven Knights, but not going to be able to do so. And the Nimlothian Honor Guard rushing in here against the Haven Guard. This is going to be the final stand of all of these units. Here come the dismounted Knights as well as the remaining Fountain Guard. And Master Blaster just lost his Haven Knights. He just charged them right into the Fountain Guard. So if the Fountain Guard turn around and go help out against the Fountain Guard, this may be it. 20 Nimlothian Honor Guard versus 23 Haven Guard. It looks like these units are actually going up against the Archers. Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, you could send the dismounted Knights against the Archers, but do not send the Fountain Guard. The Nimlothian Honor Guard if I could speak, goodness me. The Nimlothian Honor Guard are already struggling. So yeah, the Fountain Guard need to come over here and help out. Master Blaster actually running away. Or at least trying to reform. Interesting. Yeah, there's 14 Nimlothian Honor Guard, 19 Fountain Guard. Ooh, the Haven Guard might actually end up losing this fight. No, do not! Please, no! Don't run! Don't, please. You need to deal with these Haven Guard now. The Archers are not a huge deal. They're probably out of ammo by now anyway. You need to use the Nimlothian Honor Guard and the Fountain Guard to deal with the Haven Guard. Them by themselves, they won't be enough.
The battle is very much in our favor.
I mean, I understand what he's getting at. I mean, I assume he thinks that if he's not able to deal with the Archers, then he's going to lose because of the arrows. But these units have a lot of heavy armor. So, yeah, he probably needed to leave his Nimlothian Honor Guard over here. As you can see, the Fountain Guard, not really in a good formation, getting absolutely butchered right now. Only 13 versus 14. And it's getting really coming down close. You can see the Fountain Guard getting a little bit better formation. Well, two of them are there, and there goes another one. Yeah, I think that was probably a mistake. He should not have committed his Nimlothian Honor Guard over here. You can see the Nimlothian Honor Guard are already getting outnumbered by the Tier 3 Marksmen. I think this is going to be it. Yeah, Fountain Guard, it came really close, but I think the fact that they split up, I think that's going to be the, that's going to be the end. Honestly, probably it was not the greatest call. I mean, you can see his Nimlothian Honor Guard butchered those Black Root Veil Archers, but the Black Root Veil Archers are not good. And because his Nimlothian Honor Guard were not over here, the dismounted Knights of Imladris just got wrecked by the cavalry. And I think if they had kept all of their forces together against the Haven Guard, and probably also the Black Root Veil Archers, they would have been okay. However, it was still definitely a very fun fight. Nimlothian Honor Guard getting surrounded by Archers, going to get cut down. The last of the Fountain Guard also getting beaten back. I think it's safe to say. that the defenders are going to win this. 99 to 98%. Very, very close battle. Most kills went to Thorn. Unfortunately, Stuart of Dale, his early rush without any support really cost him very dearly. He did do some good work with his Witchers and his Hammer Guard there at the end, but again, it just was not enough. Master Blaster doing very well, same with Eclipse 7500 and Donovan in addition. We can take a quick look at the kills. Nemoth and Honor Guard doing very well. Archer's not doing super great. Definitely, probably should not have brought the Wardens of Minas Ithil. They really probably weren't the most cost-effective unit there. Pelargir Marines did alright. Guards of Osgiliath didn't do bad either. Citadel Guard getting 236, Found Guard getting 176 and 228. Looks like that's about it. Yeah, I don't even know what happened to the Carantos Swordmasters, but looks like they really didn't work out too well. But yeah, that was definitely a very, very close battle, and a big thank you to Thorn for sending it to me. So if you guys did enjoy it, please comment, like, and subscribe. If you did not, just tell me what I did wrong, and I'll be sure to fix it for the next one. So farewell wherever you fare, till your eyes receive you at your journey's end.